If it's not too late, we'd like to hit the mute button on our TV.
Echo.
If it's not too late, I'd like to throw you a last-minute election day pitch. Pedro Sanchez for president.
I vote for him. Yeah.
Give him a chance.
Follow your dreams. I think you have a dance prepared.
No, that'd be you, Ron Paul Leon.
Ron Paul, yes. I'd have done that dance.
That'd be
too.
dynamite. My brother did it move for move for. I think it was the talent show in high school. Yeah, he had a wig and he had the shirt. No,
I'd have voted for him.
I would have voted for Pedro Sanchez for president. When the bar is low in America. Okay, all right, we're moving on. So, welcome to This Week for Horsemen.
Right. Vote for Cthulhu.
A vote for Cthulhu is a vote for madness.
It is indeed.
Why choose the lesser of two evils?
Yeah. Choose the maximum.
Very right. So, Ron, what is This Week for Horsemen?
This Week for Horsemen is our weekly show to talk about events, sales, promotions, and other nerdy topics.
Yes, and we can't get enough of these caption contests, so we'll be posting another one on our social medias tomorrow. Please check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and give a comment on this. Best comment. What is it?
So majestic.
$25 gift card. We'll announce the winner live on next week's show.
Is that my house?
Hey, what? You want me to pee on it? What?
Well, I stopped them from stealing anything.
That's fantastic.
Burn the house down out of spite. Okay. All right, we're moving on to comics. And speaking of destruction, we have the first issue of a new zombie
Got zombies? I like zombies.
series. Road of the Dead, Highway to Hell, #1. It is a George Romero zombie series. This is a prequel to his last film.
All right, can I get on my soapbox just for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Why, comics industry, why are you putting out books like this a week after Halloween? Why?
I would
2 weeks
say
would have been great.
I would say that was a bit of a fail.
I think so.
It was last.
Missed opportunity.
It was last Wednesday. It's 1 week after Halloween.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
Or honestly,
still good.
anytime in October, it could have been. It was a production thing.
Could be.
But still, try harder.
But George Romero, can't go wrong there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll read it.
Sure.
I'll read it. Yeah.
And speaking of spooky things, another horror series that's coming out the week after Halloween. It's Outer Darkness #1. Demonic possessions, hauntings, cosmic horror in space.
In space.
So this is a sci-fi horror series from the creator of Chew.
There's a lot of things going on that cover.
Yeah, there's a lot to chew on.
There's a lot of teeth. You see all the teeth?
I do see a lot of teeth. You see the alien head in the background that's swallowing up the main cast there.
Yeah. And at first I thought that was a rabbit, but that looks like their spaceship.
And apparently after Raj's sister broke up with Leonard, she joined Starfleet. Okay. We need to keep going. And of course, another horror series that's coming out a week after Halloween. We have the new issue of The Walking Dead. So enough said there.
Plan better.
Oh. No, they always release Walking Dead the first week of the month. But whatever, okay. So, Carl, cool. Moving on. We'll talk about Walking Dead later. Cool. And this is weird.
Yeah.
So there's a new run on Green Lantern. It's called The Green Lantern. It's an ongoing series. First issue comes out tomorrow, and it's written by
Grant Morrison. Yeah.
Is he flipping the universe off?
I think he is with his power ring.
I don't really know what to say about this. I mean, I guess if Grant Morrison can write Batman, why can't he write Green Lantern? Yep. But it's not...
Well, he did Superman, too.
Yeah.
And he actually made the villain the hero.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
True.
So,
I mean,
kind of cool.
So did Mark Millar, but...
Yeah.
Millar.
It's not what I would have expected getting out of bed this morning.
Right.
But, you know...
It's downstairs. We can go read it after this.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fine. Okay. And then moving on to the world of Star Wars, we have from IDW Star Wars Adventures Destroyer Down. So this is actually pretty cool. This comic was released a couple years ago as a Loot Crate exclusive.
Okay.
Prior to tomorrow, you could only receive this in a Star Wars Loot Crate. And because of that, it was pretty hard to get a hold of. And now they're actually reprinting it as 3 different issues from IDW.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And then also we have something, I'm so excited for this. One of the
Somebody's getting the business.
one of the only failings to me for Solo, a Star Wars story, is they gloss over him being an Imperial cadet completely.
Yeah.
And you're like,
That was real fast.
that would have had to be super entertaining.
Oh my gosh.
Turns out they wrote a comic miniseries about it. So this
That's
is
awesome.
Solo, Star Wars Han Solo, Imperial Candidate, issue 1 of 5. It's a 5-issue miniseries.
Could you imagine being his boss? It'd be
No.
awful. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
It'd be a lot of fun.
you'd probably get Mon Mothma face. Captain Solo, please. No. Okay, all right. And then we also have the new issue from the main Star Wars run, and another not quite as beautiful as some of the recent covers, but the colors, like, really.
It honestly reminds me of the 80s run.
Yep.
The art. It's very 80s.
And for that might have been what they were going for.
Mm-hmm.
In the 80s, Marvel had the.
Yep.
They had the license before it went to Dark Horse.
Yeah.
So from Marvel
Calling
to Dark
back.
Horse. It's very pretty. Love that purple. But we got to keep going. We got to keep moving. I have a very special staff pick. We don't talk about video games a lot, or at all, hardly,
Much.
on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But I just had to mention this one. My staff pick this week is Friday the 13th, The Game. Have you heard about this?
I have not.
This is one of the most fun games I've ever played. So it is an online multiplayer game where you randomly generate in a camp,
Right.
and you're either Jason or you're a camper. And the whole
How
point
many Jasons are running around?
one. There's
Okay.
one Jason, and there's
So this
up
is
to
okay.
8 campers.
Yeah.
And you either kill Jason, escape, or die. If you survive, you win.
That's
And if
awesome.
you're Jason, your goal is to kill as many people as possible.
All right. So how can they kill you?
So killing Jason is actually super convoluted.
Yeah.
You have to find his shack in the woods. You have to find his mother's sweater.
Yep.
You have to put on his
See,
mother's
that's actually
sweater,
pretty cool.
and then you have to knock off his mask. And then the only character who can kill him is the guy with the jacket.
I thought it was a
Tommy.
girl that did
Tommy, what's his face? I don't know. You have to be that one guy.
Yeah.
But it's
that guy from the
it's
original movie.
super fun because like you're basically it's like 8 versus 1, but everybody else is just teenagers.
Yeah.
And that's how the game scales, and it's a ton of fun. Hoping to maybe do some streaming of it at some point, but
Oh, Ken's playing that apparently, so you might have some.
it
some
was
friends in there.
free for PlayStation Plus in October.
Yeah.
So very fun.
Very cool.
All right, moving on to the Four Horsemen versus series, where in a close battle, the Purple Man, the Purple Man,
the pooper man.
the Purple Man,
Can we say that?
Pooper, yeah. I'm pretty sure we've said much worse.
I think we have.
He won just barely over Mr. Anderson, Father Anderson, excuse me. And who won our comment contest?
Steve Morris, and he says, Anderson all day. The man is a walking conviction modifier. If Dr. Doom can no-sell Purple Man's powers, Anderson sure as hell can zealot through it.
Nuh-uh. Yeah. Now, and moving on to our next ballot, this is a slaughter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pinhead versus Conan the Barbarian.
No.
If you want to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger get ravaged,
This is going to happen.
this is not since I'm trying to think of like a matchup in recent history that was so lopsided.
Bambi versus Godzilla.
I'm trying. It's about that scale. Maybe actually a little worse. I mean, what does Conan do?
Nothing. He dies.
He dies.
God.
Gruesomely.
No, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Mm.
But what if he doesn't open the puzzle box? All he has to do is just not open the box.
Why would
throw
he-
the box in the river?
Why would he
Done.
not do that?
Why would you? Well, I guess if he knows what's in there, he wouldn't open it. He'd just smash with his sword.
No, because it'd be like, Conan, are you weak? Are you scared? Are you
Yeah.
not man enough to open this puzzle box?
Don't Marty McFly him.
Don't tease me!
I'm not the chicken.
I'm not the chicken. What'd you call me? Marty, no. All right. We gotta keep moving to events. Here's a calendar image full of this week's events. For more details on any of these, please go to facebook.com/4horsemencomics.
All the things.
Yes, for sure. And what is our first featured event this week?
So this week we got HeroClix coming up, and this is going to be awesome. It's a Bohemian Rhapsody themed event. This Wednesday at 6:30, $5 entry, 400-point Golden Age format, and each team member must have exactly 4 characters.
And you're gonna have yourself a real time.
We should be playing Queen all night. We will.
Why not?
We will. Absolutely.
Who's working the counter tomorrow?
That might be me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you working the counter every night for the rest of forever?
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Are we still
I'll be
hiring?
somewhere. Yes.
Okay, we
Sure.
are hiring. Come in. All right, and then this Saturday we have an event that we're super excited about, Warhammer 40K Doubles. Now, we don't do a lot of Warhammer events, so they're usually pretty big when we do have them.
Yep.
This is the first doubles that I ever remember having.
We've done
Maybe,
one or two.
yeah.
There haven't that many. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's going to be this Saturday. Registration is going to be open from 10 to 10:30. Round 1 is going to start sharply at 11. $20 per team, not per person, and that includes a pizza lunch.
Does it? Awesome.
Yeah, there's no
I'm gonna
painting
give me some
requirement.
pizza.
There are no painting requirements. Please see the Facebook page for full details because there is a lot that goes into these Warhammer events.
Yep.
And definitely show up early to get yourself all...
Hammered?
Yeah. No? What? Do not come to this event.
To get hammered.
No. Or don't come after getting hammered.
Yes. You'll
Preferably save that for after the event, celebrating your victory.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And then we have something else with giant things.
We have giant robots, Transformers. If you haven't played this card game yet, give it a try.
Would you say it's more than meets the eye?
I'm going to hit you with something. Yes, I would say that. Saturday at noon, it's a $5 entry constructed event, 25-point maximum. Super easy game to play. Come out and check it out. That agrees you.
I know. I had
Pausing for dramatic effect.
No, I had a really bad one. I decided not to
good.
say it. All right, so we are moving on with Magic the Gathering Ravnica weekend. This is a new thing from Wizards of the Coast where we're doing a full weekend celebrating everything that is Ravnica. We have drafts starting at 1 p.m., which are only $12.50. That's, of course, Guilds of Ravnica drafts this Saturday. We also have the Four Horsemen Fall Standard Championship this Saturday at 6 p.m. Win, and you get to queue for the 2019 Players Championship. This is really cool. Something that we used to do was the Four Horsemen Players Championship, and our new Magic TO, Dane Lumen, has decided to resurrect it, which I feel is appropriate and good. Props to him. So that's coming back in 2019. Basically, it's exactly what it sounds. It's a Players' Championship that we held at the end of the year. There are different ways to queue up for it. There's great prizes. And the eventual winner will be the 2019 People's Champion, or the Players' Champion, of course.
All right, I kind of zoned out. Is she holding Thanos' glove?
No.
Are you sure? Look at that glove. That is absolutely Thanos.
No, that's the old Nintendo Power Glove.
Yes,
Alex is closer.
It's that Yu-Gi-Oh glove thing.
No, that's actually not even close.
Oh.
And she's got a battery.
She is an Izzet mage, and it's a power glove. I mean, she's generating electricity. They're all about crazy kooky experiments and energy and diverting energy and creating energy. And
so she's Iron Man.
She is Iron Man coming to Ravnica to kill you, man. All right.
Wow.
All right, moving on.
Hey, come out this Friday. We're going to be doing a thing down at Defense in Depth in Saberton. Reclamation Day Fallout 76 launch party. If you are into Fallout, even if you're not, come check this thing out. They're going to have a 180-degree screen, 32-foot screen where you can play the new Fallout game before it drops in stores.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. They're going to have some Nuka-Cola. They're going to have some...
What's Nuka-Cola?
Nuka-Cola. It's delicious.
All right.
Save your bottle caps. That's
okay.
Currency, apparently.
It is. Yeah. In the Fallout world, currency is bottle caps.
Yep.
As it was at my house at parties in college.
The bottle caps rule.
You could buy favors with. And I mean like scratch my back.
Let's move on.
I've got a box of bottle caps downstairs.
The following Saturday, we're going to have a local comic shop day.
Yay!
Ron, tell us a little bit about local comic shop day.
We're going to have it next Saturday. Details to be announced.
Yeah.
2 Saturdays. 17th.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right, let's move on to the best of segments.
Yes.
There's the best of segments and the worst of segments, and this is only the best. Choose your fighter! C3P Swallow, Jabba the Pump, Dexter Repster, or Jar Jar Dips. Choose your fighter, and I told you about this ahead of time.
Yeah.
I told you about this like 5 days ago.
I hate to say it, I gotta go with Jar Jar Dips. I never thought that I would choose Jar Jar in a fight ever, but yeah, he's got this.
He cannot touch C3P Swallow.
Jabba can't turn his head. Dexter is all arms. He skipped leg day every single time. I know.
Look
at C3P Swole.
he's
He
gonna-
doesn't even have legs.
No,
He's all wobbly and
he
shit.
does have legs. They're out of screen.
They're no.
And even
he's still
Anakin
wires.
can whip him up some quick legs, and then he's gonna be on top of Jar. Look, if he puts Jar Jar in between those biceps, he'll pop his head like a pimple.
Jar Jar's got those head tail things. He just whips them around.
Those things don't even hurt.
Look, I even think C3P Swole is actually missing an eye. So he has no depth perception now.
He doesn't. One, C-3PO doesn't have depth perception to begin with. Two, he doesn't need it. Because his reach is so long, he'll just grab Jar Jar without it. He just has to do a sit-up and grab him.
Do you see that metal frisbee in his chest? One hit. You've heard of the glass jaw? He's got a glass.
That's where he
solar
generates
plexus.
his shield. He's got
Starting up the shield.
the Gungans like to use a shield. Why can't
Right.
C-3PO use bottom up the shield? I can't. I love that part.
That is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So Facebook, who's gonna win this one?
Yeah, we'll put up a poll.
Yeah.
We'll put up a poll.
I think we
And
should.
of course, is C-3P Swallow.
Three.
But
Dexter.
I do want to give a shout out to Dexter Repster because just didn't expect that at all.
No.
No.
Blaine still says Thanos wins.
Yeah, I
guess
suppose
so.
he would. But all right, we're moving on to a top 10, and we are saying goodbye to the one Andrew Lincoln, who has left The Walking Dead effective last Sunday. So
I'm reading that. Sorry.
in celebration of his career as
Yeah.
Wick Wimes.
Wick Wimes.
Wick Wimes. Or God, I'm sorry. We are going to do our top 10 Rick and Carl memes. We've done this before.
Yep.
We did this when Carl died. I'm going to be Rick. You're going to be Carl.
Okay.
So we're just going to
I'm
run.
Carl.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I would say get Herschel to make you some spaghetti. But he lost his noodle. He lost his noodle, Carl.
Too soon, Dad.
Get it?
Yeah.
Because he got his head cut off?
I
Get it? Yeah.
Next.
Next.
Hey, Dad, want to hear a really dirty joke?
Is it extra grimy?
It's awful.
Did you hear the one, the one about the guy who got his whole left side chopped off?
Dad, please.
He's all right now. He's all right now, Coral.
Where did you find these?
The internet.
Can you put them back?
Hey, Coral. Did you see the flock of cows on the road earlier?
Heard of cows, Dad?
Of course I've heard of them. There's a whole flock of them out there, Coral.
Jesus Christ, Dad.
A whole flock, Coral. Hey, Coral. Maybe I can carve you an artificial eye out of wood.
That sounds like a real bad idea, Dad.
Just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Or would I?
Dad, please stop.
Or would I, Coral?
I just got that.
Get it? So would I?
That's actually pretty good.
It's not as good. Number one. I lost it when I read number one. Have you ever heard of the film called Constipated Carl?
No, I haven't, Dad.
That's because it hasn't come out yet. It hasn't come out yet, Coral.
These are terrible.
I know.
Lord.
We're too fast. Alex can't keep up. What do you want for Christmas, Coral?
I want an official Red Ryder carbine action two-handed shot range model air rifle.
You'll shoot your eye out, Coral. You'll shoot your eye out. Get it?
Me, my other eye.
And that's pronounced carbine.
Carbine, it's really tiny. Carbine action.
Okay. All right,
Carbonite.
keep going. What do you call a fake noodle?
Dad, stop.
An imposter! The noodle is an imposter!
I got such a headache. How many more of these we got?
One.
Oh, thank God.
And the best one. Carl, I swallowed some food coloring. I feel like I've died a little inside.
I hate you, Dad.
I've died a little inside. There's one more. Then this next one is the best one. Why did the lion go in the closet?
Please don't.
Narnia business!
God, I hate you.
Narnia business, Carl! Get it?
Those are terrible.
They're so
Absolutely
good.
terrible.
They're so good. And I want to take this as an opportunity.
To apologize?
No. A little mini soapbox. Comic books greater than television.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And I'm not just talking about Walking Dead. I'm talking about in general.
Yeah.
But I'm using Walking Dead as an example.
Okay.
Okay, so I have not watched this episode. I haven't watched any of this season yet. But Andrew Lincoln has left the show.
Here.
Assumably,
Spoilers!
for reasons outside of the show, probably because he's been doing the show for 9 years and he wants to do other things.
Oh, he's got enough money.
Which is good for him. Like, as a creative, as an actor, like, sure, go do your other things.
Right.
Obviously sucks for the fans of the show because that's the protagonist of the show. But this is the example. Comic books better than TV because this was literally never happened in a comic book because that person, Rick Grimes, is just paper and ink on a comic book. They don't have an ego. They don't have a career. They don't have anything else to deal with. And the only reason they leave the comic book is because if the artist says, "You dead."
Question.
And if it's Marvel, they bring him back anyway.
Yeah.
And if it's a Star Wars movie, they just CGI him. Just throwing that out there. Too soon?
Let's have this conversation after episode 9.
If I come out with a black eye, guys, I'm all for it.
Okay.
CGI me when I'm dead. Actually,
Okay.
I might have died. I might already be dead.
You died in last week's episode.
Did I?
The Emperor lay dying.
It's true.
Okay. All right. So we're moving on. We have a new segment that we premiered last week, and we're continuing it. Meme of the week. Where am I?
Do I read this part?
Or you want to be Steve?
I'll be Steve.
Okay.
Because there's a whole lot less words. Where am I?
You are in the house of Elrond, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning on October the 24th, if you want to know. I'm sorry. That was funny. Yeah. Then we have a sale.
We do.
In celebration of the career of Andrew Lincoln and
Yes.
hopefully
you,
his
Andrew.
his continued career.
Yep.
We are having a sale.
Walking Dead back issues and merchandise, 25% off. And if it's got a Walking Dead thing on it, it's 25% off.
Yeah, and it can walk on out of here after
more of a shamble.
after you pay for it, or else you might be dead. Is that a threat?
Nope.
We'll never know.
Probably.
Yeah. All right, so we got some social medias that we want to talk about, but don't go away because we have a very special post-credit scene. Please like us at facebook.com/4horsemancomics. Follow us on Instagram at 4horsemancomics. Watch all of our YouTube content at youtube.com/c/4horsemancomics gaming. Follow us on Twitter at @4horsemancomics. Watch all of our streaming content at twitch.tv/4horsemancomics. Shop our TCG inventory at shop.4horsemancomics.com. And do not come into our physical location because somebody removed it from the slide. Don't come to our store. Don't buy our stuff. Don't support this show or the business that sponsors it.
Did somebody engage a cloaking device again? Where's the store? I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
And now a special guest. We flown all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, fresh off the set of his final episode, Mr. Andrew Lincoln.
Mr. Andrew Lincoln, welcome.
Blimey. Bloody hell, I love West Virginia. Sorry. All right. I used to feel sorry for kids that have to grow up now in this, but I think I got it wrong. Growing up is getting used to the world. This is easier for them.
This isn't the world. This isn't it. It might be. It might. Look, I didn't rehearse this. That's giving. Oh shit! Sorry. That's giving up. That's my best Michonne. Oh wait. It's reality.
Until we see otherwise. This is what we have to live with. There's a long pause as the storm thunders over
I
them.
don't think you're supposed to read that.
Shut up! When I was a kid, I asked my grandpa once if he ever killed any Germans in the war. He wouldn't answer. He said that was grown-up stuff. So I asked if the Germans ever tried to kill him, but he got real quiet. He said he was dead the minute he stepped into enemy territory. Every day he woke up and told himself, rest in peace. Now get up and go to war. And then, after years of pretending he was dead, he made it out the door alive. That's the trick of it. I think we do what we need to do, and then you get to live. But no matter what we find in DC, I know we'll be okay, because this is how we survive. We tell ourselves that we are the Walking Dead.
We ain't them.
We're not them. Hey, we're not.
We ain't them.
We're not them, Daryl.
Yeehaw!
Ugh, I wish Merle was back.
America.
Go vote. But that's over. Never mind. If you're watching this in Hawaii, go vote.